We've all heard of Adopt Me, right? I mean, I've heard of it too. I bet everyone who's watching this video has probably played a game called Adopt Me. Now, Adopt Me right now has 536,000 visits, and they don't really get updates that often. And the last time they got an update on this game for the Monkey Adopt Me update, they got over 1 million visits. That's a lot of people, 1 million visits. But something that's even more insane is when we go and click on Adopt Me, scroll down and see this. Adopt Me, in total, has 8.1 billion visits. But a weird thing is that the entire world population, if we look it up right now, is 7.8 billion. And Adopt Me has 8.1 billion. Now I know, and some may not know, but when you join this game, let's say 100 times, that's gonna count as 100 visits if it's just one player joining it 100 times. But you may be wondering, how much does a game with more visits than the entire world population get? And the only way to find out is to scroll down, click the store button right here, and look at all 15 of the game passes. Alright, so let's look at this one. Let's start off with the VIP game pass, okay? You get probably a slow car, you know, your chat tag says VIP, $100, and a VIP room access. But for a game pass that doesn't even really seem that cool to have, has over 1 million sales. And this costs 500 Robux, and off of 1 million sales, this game made 363 billion Robux off of one game pass that cost 500 Robux. That is insane, okay? Now, the only way that we can find out exactly how much they make is if we add up how much Robux all of this costs, or how much Robux all of these game passes have made.
2 hours later.
So, after doing all the math of how much Robux these game passes made, this game made 2,750,000,000 Robux off of the game passes alone. That is a lot of Robux, okay? Now, so we're gonna get into how much money they made off of the game passes if you dev exit, because if you don't know, you can actually transfer Robux into money. But first we're gonna look at another thing. Alright, so now that we are in the game, we should go to shop right here. And once we go to the shop, we go to the bucks area. And this is where you buy money in the game. Now, as you can tell, there's a lot of stuff that you can buy. You can buy, if I want to buy 10,000 bucks, I'd have to spend 4,600 Robux on it, okay? Surprisingly, this stuff does get bought quite a lot. Now, another thing is coming from a game developer like me, I do know that in-game money gets bought more than actual game passes, alright? So, with the amount of Robux that we're gonna go with, we're gonna play it safe, and we're gonna say they made 7 billion Robux off of this game, okay? So, you know, off of the game passes and then the developer products of, you know, just buying bucks and stuff, I would assume they probably made around 7 billion Robux. Now, imagine being on your Roblox account and having just 7 billion Robux, okay? This is what 7 billion Robux looks like in an account. Imagine going around on Roblox with 7 billion Robux. That is such a satisfying number because I could just go down here and buy everything and there would barely even be a dent in that amount of Robux. I can go ahead, go to the avatar shop right here with my 7 billion Robux, and then I'll go into the collectibles, I'll go to, you know, hide a low price, and then I'll be like, I kind of feel like I just want a Dominus today. You go over here and you buy the Dominus, okay? So let's do a little bit of math here. So let's do 7 billion, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then that is 7 billion, and then let's subtract the amount of Robux that's right here, and that is 137, and then 700, and then some more right there. And there, okay. That is how much the Dominus costs, and we just subtracted it, and that would mean that even if we had this much Robux, we would, if we buy this Dominus right here, we would still have 6.86 billion Robux. And buying the most expensive Dominus on Roblox would barely even be a dent in our amount of Robux that we got if we actually have that much Robux. But of course, that is not really that exciting for the developers, given that, you know, they have a lot of people who are working for them. And to be honest, it's really hard to know how much money they actually make, because there are a lot of people, starting from the translator all the way down, that are working for them, and that's a pretty interesting thing to think about and talk about. So I would say that as a main developer, a lead developer of the game Adopt Me, who has probably made maybe around 7 billion Robux, and then you go down here and see how many people work for here, you would assume that maybe the developer of maybe Newfisty would probably have in total made 2 billion Robux off of this game, you know, after paying all the developers and splitting, you know, the money with BThink. Alright, so let's ignore the vacuum if you can hear it. But basically, if you look at the developer exchange, for some reason I couldn't really find it on the Roblox developer exchange page. But basically, if Newfisty was to give all 2 billion of his Robux and translate it into real life money, he would probably end up being able to give 600 million Robux about 3 times, okay? And that means that if you multiply that, Newfisty would probably get in total somewhere around $6.5 million. 6.5 million. With $6.5 million, I can buy a mansion and a supercar. And Newfisty gets that by making a game called Adopt Me on Roblox. Literally a game inside of a game, and is able to make 6.5 million real life USD dollars. So there's not really that much more to talk about. I pretty much talked about most everything in this game. And oh my, what is happening? Who even are you? What is this lady doing to me? Is she putting me on my deathbed? What? Alright guys, I don't know what's going on right now. I wasn't looking at my screen for a long time, and now I'm being held by a random lady who's probably trying to put me on my deathbed. I gotta get out of here right now. She's chasing me right now. Alright, so guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later. Goodbye, everybody.